Welcome to Raising Happy and Thriving Gifted Kids, a daily podcast where you get relatable stories, interesting lessons, and practical tips to help your kids thrive and be happy while enjoying your own life even more. So, have you ever tried giving your kid the perfect assignment to challenge them? You went out of your way to buy something or make something or prepare something. And did you, like me, find that this almost invariably leads to the same response? It's like the best Hogwarts spell that's ever been invented. And the spell is, swish your wand and say, "It's boring." Shall I teach you how to play chess? Boring. You want to learn a new language? Boring. You want to read a new book? Boring. Take a new course? Boring. By waving your wand at any assignment, you can make it go away and say it's boring. And especially in the classroom, I teach kids that they can't get away with those, few words. If you say it's boring, you mean one of three things. You either mean it's too hard, and then we need to find ways to, simplify things. We maybe need to increase the number of steps. We need to, explain a little bit more. We need to take a couple of steps back, and then you might understand it more. And when you understand it more, it becomes more enjoyable because you feel more competent. But it might also be too easy. And then we need to find ways to make it harder. Maybe even take bigger steps and, skip steps, go ahead, add complexity to the assignment. And the third option is, I'm just not interested. And that might be valid, and if we're spending our free time, that's totally cool. You don't have to find everything interesting, and, you don't have to be forced to do things that are not interesting. But at the same time, your entire life cannot only consist of things that are interesting, because then everybody in your life has to put on like a non-stop show to keep life engaging and life interested. And, sometimes I don't really even care if it's interesting. You're just going to do it because you're going to learn something from it. It's going to help you in the future. And especially within the school system, unless you're really going the unschooling route, it's good to just, grind it out and, get some stuff done. So your assignment for today is to listen for the word boring and ask the question, is it too easy? Is it too hard? Is it not interesting? And one of the things that I found when I ask this question, that more often than not, I get the feedback, it's too hard. While my assumption would have been, it's too easy. And probably, skipping steps, going through things faster. But it's not too easy, it's too hard. And they actually need more explanation. I remember when I was, in high school, especially, I'm from Europe, so we get like a ton of languages. And because I didn't pay attention in the first couple of years, the later years were really hard because I missed the foundational knowledge. And I would say it was boring, but I just was not hacking it. I was not competent enough. And only when somebody forced me to go back and relearn the basics, that's when it became fun. That's when I started enjoying things. So, when it's too hard, you have to go back and figure out how to get somebody back on track of making it fun, because learning in itself is supposed to be fun. So, listen for the word boring and ask yourself, is it too easy? Is it too hard? Is it not interesting? Which of the ones is it? And is there something you can do about it? If you liked this episode of Raising Happy and Thriving Kids, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast in your favorite podcast software. And if you want to dive deeply into all the things you can do to help your kids thrive, be happier while making your own life more enjoyable, go to smartparenting.secrets.com, where you can get free additional training. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, bring out the best in yourself and each other.